What a world, DJ on the mic. What coming in with a fresh deck profile for your retinas, and it's going to be Mega Gargamon with the new starter deck support, which is hella sexy. So in this video, you're going to be two takeaways you're going to get from it. Obviously, you're going to me showcase my ratios, tech, and all the good stuff. And another one is me guaranteeing that you will always have a first turn play with this deck. I mean, say bye-bye to those bricks. If you get a brick, that is very unfortunate. So if this is a video for you, then stick around and enjoy. And if you're new to the channel, then make sure you subscribe and turn the notification bell, because I do videos on the reg. Right, let's dive straight in. We're going on with the eggs. We do run 5 due to the actual tamer setup that we do have. You're going to be going through your eggs right here. So we go with the 4 of the new Gummimon. This is just fantastic because when attacking, if you have a green tamer, draw 1, you're going to be drawing for days. Consistency is key, and you being aggressive whilst drawing is always the worth. And then we round that off with the EX2 Gummimon. This right here is pretty nice because when an opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, draw 1. In this deck, you're going to be suspending your opponent's Digimon, so you getting some juicy draws is going to be very helpful for you to execute your game plan. So that concludes there for the eggs. 5. So rookies, this right here is probably going to tilt some heads, but I'm going to obviously make sure that you understand why I'm running quite a high rookie count, and that is going to be 15. So first we start off with the new Terriermon. So the Terriermon, and I realize I've got Lotmon here, the Terriermon is absolutely fantastic in terms of what it does. Great utility of its main, that you're able to play 1 green tamer card or a level 3 Digimon card with Lotmon in its name from your hand with a reduced play cost of 2. So effectively you're playing that card for 1 if you are going to be playing your Willis, or if you're going to be playing your memory setters, effectively you'll be dropping them down for 2, which is really, really good stuff. Then its inheritable is that when this Digimon is suspended, it gets plus 1k DP, which is definitely the worth here because your main Digimon, obviously when you are going to be swinging in, you are going to be getting that DP boost there too, so real nice. Then we go in with the 4 Lotmon. Yes guys, the reason why I like Lotmon is because of the alliance that it can grant on its main. So effectively, you don't need to do this at the start of the main. It could literally be at any point where you feel fit that you can obviously grant a Digimon alliance. As well, same inheritable as the Terriermon there too. So we do run a 4-4 split of the new stuff. Then we complement that with a Terriermon that you do get from the starter deck, so that's pretty nice. This is going to be your main searcher. When you drop it, you're able to reveal 4 and able to get a dual color Digimon card with green and 1 tamer card with Henry 1. In this list we don't actually run Henry 1, so that doesn't really matter, but they actually basically us grabbing pretty much our level 4s and upwards is going to be really helpful. On top of that, the inheritable is sick is because when Alliance suspends this Digimon, what you're able to do is that you're able to digivolve then into a 2 colored card green Digimon card from your hand with a reduced digivolution cost of 2, which once again sets up some real nice combo plays and just us turboing up the line efficiently. Then we do run the memory blocker Terriermon at 3. This is obviously the all turns, and basically it's just stopping those memory gains from effects such as like memory boosts and so forth. Obviously we can't block the memory gains from Tamers, but anything that's obviously inheritable wise, we can stop that, and I think that's actually pretty useful in this deck to have. And then we do round off, and this is more of a flex spot, we do round off with the EX2 Terriermon. I do like this Terriermon because of its your turn when you play out a green tamer, gain a memory. That does come up combined with our Double Typhoon option, which is very nice, especially obviously with our starter deck Terriermon there too. Effectively we could be just dropping down effectively a Willis for free, depending obviously on your combo setup that you have with your Double Typhoon and so forth. Also, inheritable is pretty sick there too because it's quite easy to achieve, is that you're able to, when an opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, this Digimon gains 2000 DP. So it does come up because we do have Digimon that actually suspends the opponent's Digimon pretty efficiently. So that concludes for the rookies 15, and the reason why we're running 15 is because it's very low ground, this deck, and because we do have Double Typhoon in this list, effectively you want to be having your Terriermons and your Lockmons in hand in order to fully utilize that. And because of our Tamers, because we go through our eggs pretty quickly, we want to make sure that we can just literally keep up that momentum. But it's up to you if you want to load ratios. This is obviously just a guidance. So going on to the champions. So champions, we run 11. We've got to start off with the absolute cracked card here. And I love this card, and I'm running it at 4. This card is just such a control card. It's great outside of a Terriermon build, but the fact that now we actually have a full Terriermon deck that we can utilize this card and evo into it for the cost of 3 is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Obviously, if we do have Willis there as well, it's just reducing the costs there too, which just makes this such a powerhouse. It has got Armor Purge. It doesn't have blocker like the new starter deck one, but when digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon for each Tamer you have in play, which once again, this is quite a Tamer reliant deck, so depending on how many Tamers you got, you could literally suspend the whole board. And then you can grant minus 5,000 DP up to 3 of your opponent's Digimon, suspended Digimon. So obviously suspend all the Digimon, then give 3 of them minus 5,000 DP. This is pretty nuts in this deck, especially with the cards that we do have to kind of throw Terriermon out and then evo into another one of these, which once again gives you that amazing board control and also just giving flat minus DP. Effectively, what you can be doing is giving wide boards essentially minus 10k DP, which is nuts with obviously with the new option. So then we go in with the new Rapidmon. We also run that there at 4 too. This is more the like, it's kind of like more of an aggressive slash defensive card, this, and this is what I do like about it. Same evo cost on top of a Terriermon is that you can obviously, you know, evo into it for the cost of 3. If you do have the Willis, you can reduce that down even further. It's got blocker and armor purge, and then all turns when this Digimon becomes suspended, one of your opponent's Digimon and all of their security Digimon get minus 4,000 DP until the end of their turn, which is once again very, very nuts. The fact that you're able to really utilize that minus DP on either your turn or their turn is really, really good stuff. And obviously, because you're going to be blocking, effectively, if they go to swing and you're going to block, you give them minus 4k. And effectively you could actually kill them, which is the worth, or setting up a pretty cool ace play there as well, because it is a Rapidmon. Then we round it off with the 3 Gargamon. This is once again fantastic, enable you to essentially give one of the Digimon jamming or this jamming. So it's when it suspends, you're able to grant jamming to a Digimon. So this is good if you are using Alliance. You can effectively Alliance this, which then will able to grant your main stack that jamming, which is glorious. Or if you're going to swing with the Gargamon, you could give it self jamming, and that means that that can go in pretty freely. So it's jamming like the Bob Marley as standard. Inheritables are pretty much all the same in terms of the new starter deck line. You're just able to, when this Digimon is suspended, get 1,000 DP, which once again is pretty huge. So that concludes there for the champions. We do run a solid 11. Then going on to the level 5s, we just run 3, and that is going to be simply the new Rapidmon. This is pretty nuts in what this can do. It can evo on top of a Gargamon or Rapidmon in name for the cost of 3, which is pretty much our whole champion lineup. And when digivolving and also on play, you can digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if you have a green tamer, until the end of your opponent's turn, your opponent's effects can't delete this Digimon or return to hand or deck. Just nuts. Absolutely nuts. The fact that it's not necessarily tied to Digimon, it could be tied, it's staying on board. It's staying on board for a turn. Great card to set up those ace plays. It's inheritable, gorgeous. So, all turns, once per turn. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash the top card of their security stack. The good thing about this, 1, it's all turns. 2, Mega Gargamon is also a blocker, which is very nice right there. So obviously if you are lingered onto this, evo into your Mega Gargamon if they're going to attack. effectively trigger Mega Gargamon's effect to unsuspend this Digimon, and that Mega Gargamon also can block. And then that also will trigger the actual inheritable to trash the top card of their security. Such a powerful card. We do run that at 3. Effectively, you could run it at 4 if you want to, but I think 3 is just nice and solid. Going on to the Megas. So Megas, you pretty much guessed it here, guys. We're running a solid 4 on that bad boy. It's just good in the Mega Gargamon ace. It's just such a... It's the best ace ever printed. It is freaking nuts. So, for a hard play cost of 7, which is not bad at all, 12k DP, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It can Digivolve on top of a Rapidmon in name, so you can literally warp if you've got a level 4 Rapidmon, or obviously if you do Evo on top of your level 5, that's not even a problem at all. So with this, it does have blocker and reboot, and when digivolving, suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Then 2 of their Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend or digivolve until the end of their turn. Absolutely crazy how good this card is. So just basically stopping them from going up their chain is very detrimental to a opponent's game plan. It's unbelievable how nuts this card is. It just gets better, guys. Also, when digivolving and end of attack, once per turn, you may unsuspend this Digimon. So this is what I mean, how you can be aggressive, also be defensive, lock down their board, lock down their Tamers. It's a menace. Absolutely menace. Gorgeous card. And this is what we expect from a premium product like this. So we run that solid 4. So going on to the options. Options, we run a hefty amount. And there is a reason to this, because realistically, the options do a lot for consistency and also in order for us to get that awesome tempo. So we're going to go in with a new card, which is absolutely cracked. I don't see why you would not run this at 4. And it's going to be your Double Typhoon. This does it all, guys. It does it all. It is nutty how freaking good this card is. Play cost of 3. We take it. Main, reveal top 3 card of your deck. Add 1 green Digimon card and 1 such Tamer card amongst them. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Then place this in your battle area. That alone is freaking nuts. You could possibly net 2 cards if you reveal a Tamer and a green card, which most of our deck is. And then the main is that you can play 1 Terriermon or Lotmon from your hand without paying the cost. This can set up some awesome shenanigans and help you just build a wide board out of nowhere, where the opponent just can't do that much against it. If you got the perfect setup, it's awful what this card enables. And then on top of that, it's a freaking awesome flower cannon in security, which also then enables to play this card in the battle area. So suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon, then place this card in battle area. That's nuts. That is, so it's an amazing security effect. It's an amazing on-play effect. You don't lose. You just don't lose with this. So I run it at 4. Then we go in with some more consistency. We go in with the agility training at 3. This is really helpful for you to evo on top of your Lotmon into a Rapidmon, because the actual condition of Rapidmon to get that evo cost of 3 is that it, you only can do it on top of a Terriermon. This just sorts that out there. So realistically, if you do have this out, obviously trigger its delay, and you're good at evo on top of your Lotmon, effectively it's going to cost you 2, which is absolutely fine for the amount of value that you do get off it. But this just helps you, enable you to get this card, because reveal top 2, get a green card from a monster. Beautiful. Absolutely great. So really works well. On top of the agility training, it works fantastically with Willis. so you trigger this first. Obviously, you evo into your Rapidmon, and then that's when you can suspend Willis to further reduce that cost there too. Freaking nuts. Eventually, you can go into a Rapidmon for 0 with just this card alone. Really, really good stuff. And then we complement that with some more consistency, guys. We go in with the 2 green memory boosts there as well. So this just really helps you to extend your plays, further searching, nice bit of dig, that banking 2 memory just comes pretty clutch in combination with everything right here. So that's why we do run that. And then the last one of is going to be the green missile, because this is just absolutely nuts in terms of the overall thing it can do. It pretty much does 3 things. And its security you can activate main, which is just once again nuts. So for play cost at 8, so it is a bit hefty, but if you're going to use it versing another ace Digimon, or basically a stack that's got an ace in it, it can reduce it down by a fair bit. So main, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, full stop, then return one of their suspended Digimon to the bottom of their deck, another full stop. One of their Digimon can't unsuspend until the end of their turn. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. The full stops are very important in this whole sentence because it basically does 3 things, which are all beneficial. So definitely want to run that there a solid 1 of, but you can run it to 2 if you do want to. I still just like the Heaven's Judgment, just because if they can't be essentially like bounced, Heaven's Judgment just helps, and because the amount of colors that we actually are using in this deck, Heavens is just such a power card. But this deck does have a lot of built-in deletion control effects there too, so an argument could be that you could run 2 giant missiles if you want to, but I think the cost is just pretty nice right there. And if you are deleting the Digimon with an ace in stack, then this is relatively cheap to actually bust out. So that there concludes for the options. Like say, you can flex them how you want. Even though we have got a hefty option count, like I say, most of them are consistency cards. Then let's go over to the Tamers. Tamers 6. So we do run Willis maxed out. This card is crazy in this deck. Crazy in this deck. Willis is the GOAT. He is absolutely the GOAT. Play cost of 3, huge. Obviously, if you trigger start that Terrimon's effect, so effectively you're dropping this down for 1. But the on play is that you can hatch an egg. So this is the reason why we do run, once again, quite a high count of rookies, because we do want to be just essentially just churning them out and go that way. On top of that, it's your turn effect is just reducing distribution costs when you evo into a Gargamon or Rapidmon in its name. You can reduce it by 1. Huge. Honestly, like going into BT8 Rapidmon for lower than the 3 is just nuts. It's just really nuts because the amount of control that card does can win you games. It was a Medicine Yellow hybrid. I mean, now we've got a specific deck for it. It's horrible to verse and deal with. So that's why we do run Willis at 4. It's an amazing card. And then we just round it off with a Mimi. I like Mimi. Henry's alright. You can run, I could run a Henry if I wanted to. But Mimi just is great. These two together just chin out your mons every day of the week. And we're going to be climbing up to our level 5s to level 6s pretty efficiently. So Mimi, Memory Setter, perfect. And then if you have a level 5 or higher Digimon in play, you may suspend this Tamer to either hatch an egg, or you're able to push out a level 3 or higher Digimon from your breeding area to the battle area. And that does get around summoning sickness there too. So basically, this will just help you be aggressive, keep churning out Digimon, gain that tempo, all happy days. One thing to obviously remember is that, you know, you might run out of eggs. You might run out of eggs and it ain't Easter, my guy. So that's the only issue that you could bump into. But even if you don't even get a Mimi out, Willis just does it for you. I can't believe how cracked this card is. It is a really good card. And that really does conclude for the Tamers. Like I say, you can run Henry 1. It's not a problem at all, but I do prefer Mimi. But guys, that's your boy done. If you enjoyed the deck profile, the goodness and all the spice, then make sure you drop it a like as standard. It does help out the channel. One thing like I said, mentioned before, it's very hard to brick with this deck. Very hard to brick with this deck. You will have an effective turn 1 or 0 play. without a doubt. Like, I'd be shocked if you didn't. And then your security is going to be jam hot with just absolute value for you to pop off. But guys, that's your boy done. Stay safe, stay fly, and I'll catch you next one. D-Dread off the mic.